Hello, my name is Shamla Murthy. Welcome to the Digital Wellness Channel, focusing on diet and nutrition. You know, food is the elixir of life, but we all have strong habits when it comes to eating. And these habits are normally established in our childhood. Some of them are good, like we all enjoy eating our breakfast every day, and some of them are not so good because we are taught not to waste our food and we end up finishing a plate even though we are full. I feel that it's never too late to pick up small changes that we can do in our diet and to ensure that we eat healthy going forward. You know, the last episode we spoke to Deepa Kamath, who is a well-known diet and nutrition expert, about what the different diet plans were and how we should be smart and mindful about what we eat for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We also did an episode with Sunita where she not only gave us her success story, but she also showed how we could make our food tasty as well as healthy by following a balanced meal. You know, when it comes to snack time, especially during between 4 and 6, we all have a tendency of cheating a little. If we have been hard about the other meal plans, and we reach out for a bag of chips, or we reach out for some cookies, or we end up eating a piece of cake along with our cup of coffee or tea. And for me especially, the snack time is when my diet plan goes for a toss, and I tend to eat whatever I can grab because many times I don't have access to healthy food, or when my kids come home from school and college, they may not have a healthy meal in front of them all the time. So today what we're going to do is we are going to have a chat with our diet and nutrition expert Deepa Kamath and talk over a cup of coffee to see how we can make simple changes in our snack time also, so that we stick to our diet plan. If you haven't seen our previous episodes with Deepa as well as with Sunita, please do watch our episodes. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share our channel, and keep a watch on the upcoming episodes. I also have Sujata Vishweshwara, the CEO of Digital Wellness, along with me to have a cup of coffee with Deepa Kamath and learn the tips and tricks about healthy snacking. Hi Deepa and Sujata, welcome to this episode on healthy snacking.
Hi Shamla, hi Deepa.
Hi Shamla, hi Sujata. Nice to be here.
Hey Deepa, what exactly is healthy snacking?
All right. So what we have out here today is all healthy snacking. It's in the form of sundal, then you have nuts and seeds, and you have some healthy charts along with your coffee or tea. And don't forget the water. All these are healthy snacks. So it's only a matter of when you eat it, how much you eat it. Be mindful.
Okay.
So, we have our breakfast, lunch, dinner, and Shamla covered in her past episodes. On while you would be mindful of eating those 3 meals, can we snack and still lose weight?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. But mind you, snacking versus grazing or munching are two different things. So, eating in between whenever you feel like mindlessly when you're watching TV or working on the comp, that is not snacking. Snacking is a meal by itself that comes in between either your breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner. And at that time, you get to choose what you eat, just one item. So either you're eating a fruit, or you're eating a salad, or a small portion of sprouts, or nuts and seeds. So this is a small meal by itself. So that's what healthy snacking is. And don't forget the water.
Hey Deepa, should we eat before drinking a snack or after?
Well, this is a question, good question you asked me. A lot of people have a tendency of having their coffee or tea with a snack.
Yeah.
So what I would say is never have them together. So there has to be a half an hour gap between eating and having your coffee or tea. preferably after you finished eating.
Good point, because I didn't know that.
You know, you were talking about snacks, and you said the simple answer was you can lose weight. But then the question is, how many times should we snack? What is the, how much, and the quantity also that we need to take during snacking?
All right. So when it comes to snack, for a person, average person who has the regular sleep-wake habits, morning maybe 6, 7 a.m. to goes to bed by 10 or 11 p.m., then he has his normal 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner. And so between breakfast and lunch would be the first snack, and between lunch and dinner would be the second snack. Whereas let us think of somebody who works on night shifts. They usually start their day with maybe a lunch, dinner, then it goes on to 3 snacks because they have 2 meals and 3 snacks. So that is there. And how much do we eat? It is, if you have to take something in a katori, then it's a katori full. Let us think of nuts and seeds, then it's a closed fistful. So fruits, have 1 whole fruit or a slice of melon, something like that. And if you're eating your chaats or something like that, it's a small katori again. And eat slowly, and also drink a little bit of water alongside.
Night, right? You talked about the night shift and you talked about eating in the night. Night, we don't think of it as a snack time. But typically before going to bed, I'd like a piece of chocolate or a piece of burfi or something sweet, because I do have a sweet tooth. Now, how do I manage that? How do I manage that craving?
All right, this is a very good question, Shamala, because a lot of people do have a habit of a piece of something sweet post a meal. So what I say is, yes, it's very easy to say control and don't eat. That's not going to happen. So what can you do? Go for the better alternative. So what is the better alternative? So we eat our traditional sweets, which are made of jaggery, and even the portion size. Remember how it was at home when you had a tilka laddu or peanut chikki. It's a very small square, a small laddu that you can have maybe 2 hours after meal, just before bedtime. And other than that, if for people who want something savory, they can have like a buttermilk or haldi ka doodh. Now with the COVID situation, it's very important. So we can have that, or a kashayam before going to bed. Or if you're a chocolate aficionado, then dark chocolate for you, Shamala, a small piece.
Again, you were talking about water. How do you actually consume water, during the whole day, Deepa?
So the minimum water that we require on a daily basis is 2 to 3 liters of water. It does not need to be only water. Things like maybe rasam, milk, these things, and buttermilk, tender coconut water, all this put together 2 to 3 liters, because some people just can't drink plain water. So you begin your day morning with 1 or 2 glasses of warm water and end your day also with a glass or 2 of warm water, and the rest in between. Have it throughout the day. And drinking water is way more important than eating too, because water helps to detox, helps to control those hunger pangs. A lot of times when we are thirsty, we mix the signals and we end up eating. So always reach out for water first.
And again on snacking, because you spoke about one of the snacks that you could have, but even in that, like say for example, because I like charts a lot, does it mean I'm of course eating only one of whatever you mentioned here, but me having so much of craving for charts, can I end up having 2 or 3 plates of them?
Like the dahi puri, or the
Yeah, I
masala
just
puri.
love them. I just
Oh,
love
me
that.
too. I love my charts.
Yeah.
And I don't want my snack time to not give me that chart pleasure.
Yes.
So what do you recommend?
You have 2 choices here.
Okay.
Snack time, a healthy chart. And what I mean by a healthy chart is you can have a sprout chart, or you can have the tomato slice, cucumber slice made into chart, or you have your regular bhel, but with less of the puri and more of the salad on it.
Vegetables.
So like this, you say that you have more of the salad into the chat.
Yes. But let us say someone has a real heavy craving for one of those puris you said, which I would say is not a snack. That becomes a meal. So have it as a replacement for a meal, and it is not a snack.
Basically, no fried items, right?
Yes.
No fried items, whether it's a samosa or dahi puri or anything.
No.
No fried.
No fried items.
Lots of fluids.
Yes. Yes.
which can be a combination of water and enhanced liquids.
Yes.
Like buttermilk or
True.
dahi or whatever. And then what else? What are the other key things that we should
Portion
remember?
control.
Portion control.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
You know, again on the fried items, because you know, nowadays you have this air fried samosas, and you know that's just getting popular because
Correct.
recently I had gone to a friend's house, and you know they offered me. They said, you know what, this is absolutely healthy. This is air fried samosa. So, what is your opinion on that, Deepa?
If you see, any air fried item is a pre-prepared, pre-packaged item. It's not something you can't just cut a potato and put it through that air fryer and doesn't get fried and come out. Which means it has been pre-treated with some oil treatment, and then when you put it through it, it is bringing out that oil. Yes, there is no extra added oil in that last stage of cooking, but inherently it also has oil. So, you know, it's a very good question you brought about, Sujata. I can also mention here that don't fall for the low fat, healthy, because low fat could be just 5% less than the regular, but the very fact that it says low fat or low sodium makes you think that you can eat double the amount, which you cannot.
Also, it's like the Diet Coke, right?
Yes.
So it's the same concept, you know. They say
Exactly.
Diet Coke, so
Exactly.
the same thing applies.
Well, in Diet Coke, it's a sugar
Exactly.
replacement, which
Yeah.
could have its own health implications. In this case, when it says low one thing or the other, psychologically you tend to let yourself go. Then it is not only the calories from the fat, you've forgotten all the calories you're getting from all the carbs in it.
And also what happens is you know, when especially when it's raining, right? We want to make these hot pakodas along with
Yeah,
our,
it's so
along
lovely.
with our chai, masala chai, and our hot pakodas go really well
Yeah.
when it's cold or when it's raining. And the good point you brought up is not to deep fry it.
Yes.
Avoid deep fried food, and even the air fried food.
Yeah, air fried.
Because I think anything fried
Yes.
means it's oily.
Right.
So we just need to avoid that.
You know, even on the you said about water, right? Drinking water is so important. You know, during your snack time or throughout the day. You know, is it nice to have something along with, when I say, like for example, in the water here, you know, we have I think
Tulsi.
tulsi
Yeah.
and mint. You know,
I love it.
Does it help?
It's infused. It's infused water.
Right.
So it's a new trend, Shamala. Infused water, because a lot of people are not used to, or they feel, you know, just drinking water, plain water, doesn't satisfy them. So you can have a bit of infused water with either tulsi and mint and a slice of lemon in it. It's just healthy. Just keep drinking the water, though.
Or even a strawberry. You know, if you put a strawberry in the water, it looks so
Yeah,
colorful.
I know.
And that makes you want to drink more water.
And even
I
lime.
think that's the key. The
Even
key is
lime.
to make
Lime is fine,
Lime,
but when
yeah.
it comes to infused water, here's a caution. Remember fruits, cut fruits. You cannot have it after half an hour.
Right, right.
So don't keep it the whole day.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good suggestion. You know, again coming back to this
nuts.
nuts. You know, I see the cashew nuts, walnut,
Badam.
and the badam, the almonds, and some raisins. You know, different people have different opinions, but which among this is the best, and can we have all of them?
Variety is the best. So what you've got to do is, when you want to have your dry fruits, maybe like 2 or 3 almonds, 2 pieces of walnut, a few cashews. But just make sure none of them are value added. By value added, I mean roasted, salted,
with ghee.
masala,
With
none of
ghee,
them.
with
So
ghee,
in
right?
their natural form, they're all healthy,
Yeah.
but then portion control.
Okay.
Again with the nuts, right?
Yeah.
Some say that cashews are not good for you. They're more fatty, whereas almonds are better for you. Is there any difference?
Certainly not. Let me put this to rest. It's only because in India, cashew has always been had, you know, with a glass of beer, with a mug of beer, or as a snack.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Even peanuts, for that
Of
matter.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
If you
It's a
eat
favorite-
masala peanuts.
it's a favorite.
The masala peanuts.
But if you notice, they are all value added in the sense that they have been roasted, fried, masala fried, whatever.
Yes,
But if you
yes.
were to have a small amount of boiled peanuts, it's a healthy snack.
Right. You know, it's you know, Shamla is the happy hour
Yes.
snacks, right?
Yes,
People love
yes,
to have
yes.
peanuts and
Yes. And you don't even
cashew nuts.
realize you're eating it because you're chatting, you're having your beer or your coffee or tea, and you just keep eating without thinking, and I think that's the mindfulness.
Mindfulness
Yeah,
comes
being
into
mindful
play.
even during snacking,
Yes.
not just breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, again, coming to the sprouts,
I love my shundal. I
Yeah.
love.
you know, the question I always have is sprouts when you have it soaked overnight, you have it. Is that better, or boil it and season it with whatever coriander and what which is better?
This totally depends, one, on your taste, your age, and your health condition.
Okay.
So sprouts, let us say the sprouts are really healthy because sprouting increases the vitamin content of the pulses. But at the same time, there could be people who have digestive issues.
Okay.
Also the very young and the older people can't digest it easily and they get gassy when they eat this.
Correct.
So if you have a problem with that gassiness, just go ahead and I wouldn't say boil it, but I would say steam it
Okay.
and have it. And the thing is, it is tasty. However, please try and control the amount of salt you use in all your products. Just add a dash of lime to it.
Okay.
It is much better.
Okay.
And you get your dose of protein by eating these usli or.
Yes,
Right.
for a vegetarian, it's a very good source of
So,
protein.
but can this be like you mentioned that this is a healthy snack, but there are times when we are busy at office. Can we use this like a portion of meal? Can this whole thing be eaten as a portion of meal?
See, it's very easy. Let's see which is the most meal that you usually end up skipping. Then take a right portion of that so that you can have this as a meal replacement when you are not able to eat a complete meal. Usually it is lunch. Usually it is lunch for most people.
Right.
So then something like a sprout or sundal would really satisfy you, whereas a single fruit may not satisfy you.
Right.
So maybe when you're using it as a meal replacement, you would have one or two items instead of just one.
Right.
Maybe you have sundal and a fruit or sundal and a salad.
Right.
That's a good point, Sujata. Because see, while we are working in the office, right? First of all, we are sitting in front of our laptops.
Yeah.
Whether we're doing virtually or in face or face to face or whatever you call it. Now we don't have access to all these wonderful fruits and nuts and what would you recommend? Like while I'm working, I don't want to miss my meetings at the same time. I really don't have access to healthy food, even though I want to eat healthy food. What do you recommend?
This just calls for proper planning. We can all do it. We can all carry a small dabba of healthy snack with us,
Right.
and when we have it at hand, there is no way that we will reach out for that bar of chocolate or that packet of chips. So be very mindful. It all comes down to mindfulness. And if I have planned it, I have a timetable stuck there in my kitchen or on the refrigerator that this is the meal and this is the snack I'm carrying for the day,
Right.
then we do not have any excuse.
Right.
And always on your desk, you could have a bottle of mixed seeds and nuts.
Right.
You can always have a fruit bowl going.
Right.
You have no excuse.
Yes. One thing that always, it's always easy for us to drink something rather than peeling the orange and
Yeah.
right? We all
Also
love
it
it.
gets messy, right? You don't
Yeah.
want your hands get
Right.
messy.
So which is better, having a fruit, biting and eating the fruit, or having, first of all, do we cut the fruit or have a fruit juice? Which is the best thing to do?
First principle, eating is always better than drinking. Reason being, and let me tell you, I mean fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Because when you eat something, you eat a smaller portion of it, it gives you all the fiber you need, it gives your body and digestive system some work to do, and it keeps you full for a longer time. The same apple, let us say, if I drink the juice rather than eating the fruit, it may take 2 or 3 apples to make a glass of juice.
Right.
So you end up consuming more calories, and also you end up straining it and throwing out all the fiber that is
Right,
required.
right.
So kindly eat it rather than go for the easy option and juicing. Also please remember, any cut fruit should be consumed within half an hour, and juice, especially if you're procuring it from outside,
Right.
you do not know when it was
Right.
made.
Among all these fruits, you have an apple, orange, bananas, and of course, mango being my favorite. Mangoes, it's not a mango season, but there is always an apprehension that people with, say, diabetes can't have mangoes, can't have this wonderful jackfruit.
Yeah.
Is it a myth or is it real?
And also the non-local fruits, right? talk about kiwis,
Yeah.
we talk about passion fruit, we talk
Right.
about all these other fruits, which they say they do have good qualities. I'm not denying that. But we also have our locally grown fruit, like a jackfruit.
Yeah.
You'll never see a jackfruit in the US. So, what is your opinion about the local fruits versus
Yeah.
imported fruits?
Or can we eat all the fruits? Is it okay?
Paula, I'll answer your question first. When it comes to fruit, I believe in seasonal and regional.
Okay.
So, if it is growing in this season, in this region, people sitting there should be having that. So, it could be all our local fruits in the season that it comes. All right? I'm not saying that the foreign fruits are bad, but they are not necessary. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
All right, and then now coming back to you, Sujata, about which fruit is healthy, which fruit goes for whom. All right, so for a person with normal health, please have a variety of fruits as a snack on a daily basis. If it's a diabetic person, it totally depends on how good they are at their sugar control. So if their sugars are controlled, we do give a small half portion of fruits on a daily basis.
Including mango.
Mango?
Yes, but when a person eats a mango, you have to meet a dietitian and get your diet chart set, because what's going to happen is we are going to do the food exchange list where we cut down on some carb later in your day,
Oh.
and when you can have that fruit. So I cannot tell you the details right now, but all I can tell you is, yes, if you have your sugars in control, your dietitian will help you to insert that mango in the season. All right, but just to speak regularly, every melon and citrus fruit and regular fruits like apple and pomegranate, they are healthy for anybody.
Oh, okay.
Deepa, coming back to coffee and tea, right?
Yes.
I love my coffee. We are from Karnataka, and Chikmagalur gives us the best coffee in the world. Now, how many cups of coffee can I have? Because I can't go without my morning cup of coffee. I do
Alright.
get a headache, and I have to have my morning cup of coffee. So, how many cups of coffee can I have? Can I have it with sugar, without sugar, with milk, without milk? What do you
You
think?
know, while coffee is one, what about tea? For example, I love my tea. I love green tea, masala chai, variety of chais. So Chai Point is my favorite spot.
Yeah.
So, is there any particular kind of tea that we need to have? And also, how many cups? And also, I sometimes like to
The
add
sweetener, right?
sweetener.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah. Especially our masala chai.
Oh,
Sujata.
yeah, without
We
the
have-
sweetener.
without sugar, there is no masala
yeah,
chai.
absolutely.
So how do we manage?
All right, to answer both of you, Shamala and
Yeah.
Sujata.
See, we have one coffee lover, another tea lover.
Yeah.
And
so-
I'm cut right in between because I have my coffee in the morning and tea in the evening.
Wow, so that's good.
So you can answer both our
Both of
questions.
Yes.
us, yeah.
So whether it's your coffee from Chikmagalur or Coorg, or if it's your tea from the tea estates of Assam, any beverage like that you're having, we say a maximum of 2 to 3 cups a day. That's it.
A day.
A day. Choose your beverage.
Right.
Also, as I mentioned
This
before,
cup, Deepa, this cup?
this cup would be
8
fine.
ounces, 8 ounce cup of coffee.
Yeah, 6 ounces also would do. Let's
Okay.
not go for the 8.
Okay.
All right?
She's
And-
being mindful.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And here I want to tell you, just remember coffee and tea, though they taste like a liquid, that does not add to your water in a
Oh,
day.
Okay.
3
yeah,
cups,
that's
3 liters of
important.
water.
Yeah, that is separate because coffee, tea, and colas tend to dehydrate you, which means
Oh.
you have a cup of coffee followed by 2 cups of water.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Double amount.
Yes, it dehydrates you. Please be mindful of that. When it comes to what kind of coffee, milk or without milk, with milk is just, it's something that makes you feel good. It's a feel good thing when you have coffee and tea with milk.
Right.
And,
And
also
it's
the
a
taste.
Yeah.
taste, habit.
Right? Let's not forget the taste.
Yeah.
Yes, but when you have it black, whether coffee or tea, that helps in increasing your basal metabolism. That is why people before they exercise, they tend to have a cup of green tea, black tea, or even black coffee. So that is the variation when you can have your coffee and tea or what you have it for.
Right.
Last question, sweeteners.
Ah.
So avoid the white refined sugar. That's the only rule out here. Second thing is portion control. So what you can have is either a brown sugar or even better is jaggery or
Yes.
honey in your kitchen.
Yes.
Right.
All right, so jaggery you can have a small teaspoonful with your coffee or tea. But when it comes to honey, a word of caution. Honey is not to be put into any hot liquid. It's
Okay.
only
Even tea?
Tea.
anything. You should only mix it with warm
Water.
Water.
Okay.
So it depends on what temperature you like to have your coffee and tea. That determines whether you can have honey with it or not.
Right. Just one small clarification, because you said about jaggery. If a person is diabetic, can they include jaggery in their tea or coffee?
Again, this is the same thing as your fruit question you asked earlier. It all depends on their diabetes control, their sugars. So
sugar
depend
level,
their
the
sugar
sugar
level,
level.
blood sugar level. So it is not a uniform yes or a uniform no for everybody. So the reason in India we err on the side of caution is, if I say yes you can have 1 spoon, then they have 1 spoon in each cup of coffee and tea, and it could be 3, 4, 5 a day. That is the only reason dietitians out there to err on the side of caution say
Say
no.
no. We say no before we can say yes.
Yes.
You know, this session, Deepa, has been so insightful to me, because I never
Absolutely.
thought that eating a healthy snack is just as important as
You have your
eating healthy
meals.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when we think about diet and nutrition, right, we all focus on breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because those are the main meals of our day. But really, snacking is where we just go with our cravings, and we just tend to take little shortcuts. And I think after discussing with you, you brought these wonderful points that we all need to remember. And I think we need to be really mindful, not only of having a smart snack, but also having a
Right snack.
right snack.
And the portion, of
Yes.
course.
Thank you,
Thank you, Deepa.
so
It
much.
was lovely
Deepa.
talking to you, and I'm sure at least I'm going to miss my hot pakodas and chai on a rainy day, but I will be definitely mindful.
And I will make sure I drink my liquids. 3 liters, 2 should be water, and 1 can be enhanced, right?
Right.
Yes.
Thank
you so much, Deepa. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you, ladies. Thanks for having me over.
Thank
Coffee.
you.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Here we go.